Today's tale is about one of the greatest clubs in Africa, Asante Kotoko from Ghana. This footballing giant is one of the most decorated clubs in Africa, domestically winning 24 league titles, a Ghana record, and 8 or 9 FA Cups, which we will get to later on the video, don't you worry. Along with 2 African Cup of Champions clubs, that is the earlier version of the CAF Champions Cup, and numerous other titles of local competitions. But let me take you back in time to where it all started. Our story begins in 1924, when Opanin Kwasi Kuma, a native of Nyankirenitse, a Kumasi suburb, went to capital Accra and found a job as a chauffeur and driver to an English military officer, Colonel Ross. In Accra, Kuma was introduced to football after driving the Colonel to watch a game between Accra Standfast and Accra Hearts of Oak for the Guggisberg Shield. The game was so thrilling that it inspired Kuma to form his own club in Kumasi. When Colonel Ross returned to Britain at the end of 1924, Kuma decided to return to Kumasi, and together with his close friend Lawrence Yaw Samoa, a local electrician, they formed Kumasi Rainbow. From then, and up until 1935, the club's name changed 4 times in search of its true identity. At first, when the club managed to recruit promising students from the various schools around Kumasi, Kuma and Samoa decided to change the name to Ashanti United. Then, when the club was significantly limited from the relocating of most of their players who were working for government departments, such as the prisons or the railways, they renamed it Kumasi Titanics. But then they didn't find much success under the new name and adopted a more powerful name, the Mighty Atoms. But again, the club could not progress and was far from where Kuma and Asamoah envisioned it, a decade before, representing the Ashanti and going neck and neck with the biggest African clubs at the time. We finally arrived to 1935, the official year of the club's inauguration, and it is time to introduce a new character in the story of Asante Kotoko. Teacher Frimpong, who, surprise surprise, was a teacher at the Kumasi Government School and had shown support to the club all along. Teacher Frimpong gathered a group of students from his school to play for the club. What he did more was to suggest a name change that would completely change the destiny of the club. You see, Teacher Frimpong came up with a brilliant idea on how to create an instant identity to the club. Let me explain a little about the city of Kumasi. Kumasi is the historic capital of the even more historical Ashanti Empire. Tradition that has nothing to do with our story but is actually quite interesting has it that around the end of the 17th century, the Ashanti Kingdom chief fetish priest, which could sound kinky but it really means spiritual leader, and he was one of the most influential leaders in the establishment of the Ashanti Empire, so chief fetish priest Okomfo Anokye planted 3 kum trees around the Ashanti Kingdom, one at Kwaman, a second at Apemso Bankofo, and a third at Obuani. While the kum tree at Obuani was very tiny and the one at Apemso Bankofo did not grow at all, the one in Kwaman flourished and was so magnificent that the Ashanti king, the Asantehene Osei Kofi Tutu I, who established the Ashanti Empire, and his people would often sit under it. And that is how the city got its name, Kumasi, meaning under Kum. Anyway, back to Teacher Frimpong, he went to the Asantehene Nana Serosei Agyeman Prempe II and asked permission to use the name Asante Kotoko, meaning Ashanti Porcupine, the emblem of His Majesty the King of the Ashanti, and as such the national emblem of the Ashanti, as a way to present the red emblem now that there are no tribal wars to showcase their great power. The porcupine displays an inbuilt arsenal of sharp spikes for the use when attacked by an enemy. The Asantehene agreed and became the patron of the club, along with the traditional ruler of Kumasi, a role known as Atipimhene, by the name of Nana Boake Yamoa. The inauguration ceremony was held on August 31, 1935, before a great assembly of chiefs and ordinary people, giving the club the official backing of the Ashanti, and with it the sense of identity it was craving. The Ashanti motto was also given to the club to be used, Kuma Pema Apem Beba. If you kill 1,000, 1,000 more will come. With no national league, and as the main football competition was the Gold Coast Club competition of clubs from Accra and Cape Coast, the club competed regionally, winning numerous awards and establishing itself as the main club of the Ashanti region, and played a significant role in the establishment of the football league system in the country as a whole that was set to succeed the Gold Coast Club competition. The first effort to create a national league was in 1947, when Richard Akwe tried to unite the various football associations around the country. However, that led to a split and resulted in 2 national associations. Akwe became the president of the Gold Coast Football Union, while John Darkwa from Kumasi led the Gold Coast and Ashanti Union. What led the 2 associations to work together was the 1951 tour of the United Kingdom by the Gold Coast national team, that is Ghana before its independence, The two factions met and agreed on a union that lasted exactly until after the tour. The Ghana Amateur Football Association Championship, led by Akwe, was set to replace the Gold Coast Club competition and involve clubs from other areas in the country as well in 1956. However, the Kumasi clubs, Asante Kotoko, Cornerstones, Dynamos, and Evergreens, all boycotted the competition and were subsequently suspended. The four rebellious clubs were able to harness the other clubs in the country to join them in the boycott, leaving only two clubs, Hearts of Oak and 11Ys, to compete. The Reformation era had begun, and following a battle to remove Akwe from the head of the GAFA, the clubs were able to unite behind a unanimously elected leader and established a league in 1958. Asante Kotoko set the bar soon afterwards by winning a league and cup double in 1960. The 1959 Cup is the debatable cup title that I mentioned before. It is a bit of a mystery as it is listed by the club. However, according to the RSSSF website, the club did not take part in the competition and was supposed to play a charity match against finalist Asahakas. When the latter refused, they were banned for 4 months, and so Asante Kotoko played a ceremonial match against other finalist Cornerstone instead of the cup final, which Asante Kotoko won 3-1. This marked the beginning of the Asante Kotoko domination of Ghanaian football in the 1960s with an additional 5 league titles, all culminating in the 1970 African Cup of Champions clubs, after beating TP Engelbert from DR Congo, drawing the first leg at home 1-1 and winning in Kinshasa 2-1 from a Jabir 80th minute goal. But that's probably a story for a different time. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. Check out our other videos about Alexander Duric, the Yugoslavian kayakist who became one of the greatest Singaporean strikers of all time, Rafaelson, who is breaking every scoring record in Vietnam, or Cambodian club Sver Yang's first league title after switching cities midway through the season. And remember, football is everywhere.